Coming up on Around San Diego, Mayor Todd Gloria asking law enforcement to help out the sea lion investigation in La Jolla. The public still demanding justice. And some locals are raising concerns over a controversial bill surrounding the Midway Rising project. Plus, many San Diegans are going to the beach to beat the heat, of course, but recent high surf warnings have made swimming in the ocean dangerous. One specific tip straight ahead. Hello and welcome to you. Thank you for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm News 8's Jenny Day. I'll get you caught up on our top stories of the week so far, and we will look ahead at what's to come around San Diego. So we do start in the water, where ocean conditions have been dangerous this summer. It hasn't at all stopped big crowds from going to the beach, though, of course, because it's hot out. The ocean water is warm. So if you are getting in, though, we have some tips for you. Our Steve Price reports from Windansea Beach, where within just a few minutes, our camera spotted trouble.
With our hot and humid conditions, beach is getting more packed as the day goes on, and that is definitely keeping lifeguards here at Windansea busy.
Yeah, busy day out here in sunny San Diego.
So much for the quiet before the storm. Hurricane Genevieve's energy isn't even here yet, and we're already seeing concerning conditions for lifeguards.
Been a lot of really strong rip currents, big surf. Lifeguards are making upwards of 100 rescues a day.
And that's just at Windansea. We weren't even here 5 minutes when this happened. A lifeguard in the water motioning to a couple swimmers to move out of a rip current. It doesn't take long before the current pulls you hundreds of feet out and the panic sets in.
While they're getting pulled out to sea, they're taking more and more waves on the head, getting more tired, more panicked. It turns into a pretty stressful situation.
Adding to the angst for lifeguards, the water is inviting, around 75 degrees, so more people are willing to get wet. But even just dipping your toes in the water can quickly turn dangerous.
We have shore break, and the shore break can be 6 to 8 feet tall, and you can be standing ankle deep at one moment, and the next the waves overhead, taking people, knocking them down. Water rushes up the beach, and then it pulls them straight back out to sea.
The good news, lifeguard stations are open and fully staffed right now for the summer. They're keeping an eye out for trouble from the sand and the sea on jet skis and boats, but they can also use your help. If you even think you're a little in trouble, let them know.
Try to float on your back, raise your arm, and wave and scream, "I need help, help me." Get someone's attention. And then that way, that message can get to the nearest lifeguard.
And if you're too exhausted to wave, lifeguards say don't worry. They are trained to spot signs of exhaustion. But for that very reason, like they often say, swim near a lifeguard tower to help them help you. One more tip, go up to lifeguards before entering the water. Say to them, here's my level, here's what I want to do today. Where is it safe for me to go in the water? Where is it safe for my family to go in the water? The answer may be not here, especially Windansea, but then they might send you to La Jolla Shores or to Mission Bay, where it would be safer for your family. They do have the answers, and it's all about staying safe out here. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
And Steve, you know it, often when people get caught in a rip, they panic. That typically comes from not knowing what to do in that type of situation. So a few years ago, News 8's Sean Stiles did get into the water to show us how to escape danger. It's great. So if you can, head to CBS8.com to check it out. And if rescuing swimmers in the surf wasn't enough, lifeguards are also dealing with cliff jumpers. A 19-year-old was hurt after a jump at Sunset Cliffs. It was caught on video and is tough to watch, but we are told the young man survived and is expected to be okay. Now, this video shows the teen, again, hitting the rocks hard. San Diego Fire Rescue tells us he is okay, though. A number of people jumped in to help him before lifeguards responded and brought him to safety. Lifeguards are reminding us that it is illegal to dive there.
It's illegal to jump from a height greater than 5 feet into the Pacific Ocean. And we have rocks and reefs below the water that people can't see, so it's very dangerous.
Yeah, lifeguards also tell us that parents of minors can even be fined if their child is caught doing this. And a body was found near Scripps Pier. She's now been identified. The medical examiner says this is 26-year-old Bryn Waite. Police responded after an unresponsive person was seen floating in the water at La Jolla Shores on July 22nd. A cause of death still not yet released. Waite was originally from Anchorage, Alaska, and was a soccer standout at Central Washington University. Well, more than 24 people are facing charges after an anti-human trafficking operation during Comic-Con. The California Department of Justice says agents arrested 27 alleged sex buyers this year during Operation Iron Justice. It ran from Wednesday to Friday. Investigators rescued 7 adult trafficking victims and 2 juveniles, including a 16-year-old from San Bernardino County who had been reported missing. The state has run similar stings during Comic-Con weekends for years now. Last year's operation led to 13 arrests, again 27 this year. Well, now to new details about a major drug bust at the border. $20 million worth of cocaine was intercepted before it could hit the streets. It's now the second largest cocaine seizure of the year, happening Monday at the Calexico port of entry when drug-sniffing dogs alerted agents. Investigators say the drugs were hidden in the floorboards of a commercial truck and its attached flatbed trailer tucked underneath rebar then. The driver of the truck has been arrested and charged with illegally importing cocaine into the U.S. The county health department is reporting an outbreak of Salmonella linked to Ramona Family Naturals Market on 6th Street in Ramona. The county says it has recorded at least 13 confirmed and probable cases since July 21st now. 4 people were hospitalized. Investigators believe the outbreak is tied to mayonnaise made with raw unpasteurized eggs. The market is working with investigators and has stopped using those ingredients in all of its food products. Well, now to an update on some disturbing viral video that appears to show a man kicking a sea lion in La Jolla. Mayor Todd Gloria says a federal investigation is now underway. The mayor said, in part, this disgusting act of animal cruelty is unacceptable. NOAA is investigating, again, possible federal law violations, and he has asked local law enforcement to review the footage as well. He says that we must protect our wildlife. Advocates say they've really sadly noticed a disturbing trend with more people harassing our sea life. Coming up, the Midway Rising project is moving forward despite legal challenges and concerns from the community. What's next for the development and why some locals pushing back? Well, developers of Midway Rising are pushing ahead despite legal challenges and a divided community. The project aims to transform the sports arena site into a new mixed-use hub with more than 4,000 housing units along with parks and a new entertainment center. News 8's Steffi Roche went to the Point Loma Library where people gathered at a town hall to discuss the controversial issue.
Tonight's town hall focused on Midway Rising and Senate Bill 958, which could clear a key hurdle for the project.
Representatives from across the community planning groups.
Residents with concerns over the Midway Rising development filled the Point Loma Library Tuesday.
I'm doing the intros.
Eric Law sits on the Peninsula Community Planning Board and helped organize the meeting. He has concerns with SB 958.
That Senate bill, it's passed through the Senate, it's now in the Assembly, was initially specifically targeted to remove many of the CEQA, the environmental considerations, from the massive construction that the Midway Rising Group intends to put in.
That bill, authored by local state Senator Akilah Weber Pearson, would exempt the Midway Rising redevelopment from key California Environmental Quality Act, or CEQA, requirements. Months ago, the California Supreme Court rejected San Diego's voter-approved measure that called for removing the 30-foot height limit in the Midway district. The court ruled the city, which supports the development, failed to fully disclose the environmental impacts of taller buildings. SB 958 would use the Midway Rising specific plan as the framework to provide a CEQA exemption, narrowing what opponents could challenge in court and taking legal challenges based on environmental analysis deficiencies off the table. The city and supporters argue that the project would revitalize an aging part of San Diego. But opponents like John McNabb of Save Our Access, an organization that has fought the project in court, disagree. He tells me he found the town hall to be encouraging.
There's growing sophistication, growing understanding about the devastating impacts that this project has on San Diego. So this is a positive step in the community understanding what our public officials are doing.
I did reach out to the developers for the Midway Rising project. I have not heard back by showtime. The city of San Diego says they are working on a statement for me. They'll have that information for me tomorrow, and we will update the online version of this story at cbs8.com when we receive that statement. For now, reporting from Point Loma, I'm Steffi Roche, News 8.
We'll certainly keep you posted, Steffi. Thanks. Well, meantime, the city of San Diego is renewing its partnership with the state to clear homeless encampments along freeway corridors. Last year, a pilot program launched allowing crews to clear encampments along a 5-mile stretch through downtown Sherman Heights and Barrio Logan. Governor Gavin Newsom says the state will also continue reimbursing the city for those cleanups. City leaders say the effort will improve public safety while helping connect people with shelter and services. And Carlsbad-based Sweetwater Care will pay $15 million to settle a lawsuit filed by California Attorney General Rob Bonta. He sued the nursing facility chain last year, alleging it violated state staffing requirement laws. He claims their facilities were understaffed in more than 14,000 instances between 2021 and 2024. That led to some patients being neglected, according to the DOJ investigation. $2.5 million will now go towards staffing improvements and securing a compliance monitor for the next 3 years. Well, city leaders are still dealing with backlash after more than a dozen restrooms in Mission Bay Park were closed. Community members are frustrated, saying it has created an unsanitary environment and driving away visitors. Councilman Raul Campillo actually sent a memo to Mayor Todd Gloria earlier this month, pushing him to reopen the restrooms.
Recurring funding source. It's called the general fund. It's your tax dollars. If we reduced city staff and middle managers just a little bit more, we could have bathrooms for people at Mission Bay Park instead of, frankly, smelling the disgusting smell you see outside the closed restrooms where people can't hold it and just go on the side.
Yeah, the mayor disagrees, saying it would be premature to commit resources this soon. And San Diego's Oak Park neighborhood is getting a major upgrade to stop flooding after the city landed nearly $12 million in federal funding. So the Stream View Drive project will target a neighborhood hit hard by flooding back in January of 2024. The project will now help reduce flood risk by installing an underground water treatment feature to filter out trash and keep pollution from entering Choyas Creek. Construction scheduled to begin next year and then complete in 2029. And new tech that fights fires with sound waves instead of water made its trade show debut in Chula Vista this week. The company says a unit installed outside of the home sends sound waves through the AC system. The current version is designed to protect a home of up to 3,000 square feet, while 2 sound ducts can cover a 12 by 12-foot room. The company behind it already has plans for homes being rebuilt in the Palisades fire zone as well. Remarkable. Well, now to a warning for millions of car owners. UC San Diego researchers say a dealer-installed anti-theft device could actually make your car easier to break into. That includes KARR, Car Security. These devices are designed to help prevent vehicle theft from dealerships and are often sold to drivers as optional security upgrades. But researchers say the same device can be hacked from as far away as just 15 feet.
In our research, we discovered that actually that system is vulnerable to anyone connecting to any of those 2.2 million cars and unlocking the doors, disabling the ignition, and even causing you to have your horn honk while you're driving down the highway.
Yeah, the company said in part, quote, the vulnerability described in the research is highly complex and presents a low risk to customers under real-world conditions. Nevertheless, we responded promptly and developed a firmware update to address the issue, end quote. Coming up next, Poway locals are concerned over trees near a school that pose a serious fire risk, they say. Why a decades-old land agreement makes trimming the trees harder than it should be. Well, people who work in San Diego but live in North County and beyond say traffic is getting a lot worse. I get it. Commute times are doubling along the 15, especially for those who can't afford to live in the county and drive in from Riverside. An online petition asking for express lanes that are free for carpools has over 1,200 signatures.
There's no secondary freeway or secondary option for motorists that are commuting back and forth to take an alternative route. It's only one way in, one way out.
Yeah, working for you. We did reach out to Sandag. They tell us they plan to switch 2 regular lanes into HOV lanes from Escondido all the way up to the Riverside County border, but work is not expected to be complete until the year 2050. Sandag says they are working on a new rapid bus route as well from Temecula to Escondido and San Marcos. Well, keep an eye out for these. They have kind of large white flowers growing, and they're all across San Diego right now. Experts say that the Datura wrightii may look beautiful, but every part of it is poisonous. Working for you, we found out the plant contains toxins that can make people and animals seriously ill if ingested.
Different alkaloids, toxic alkaloids and compounds, and primarily they're just a defense mechanism to prevent animals from eating the plants.
The peak bloom for this plant is happening right now. It is sweet smelling. Flowers open after sunset, we're told, and then experts say the best way to enjoy it, just leave it alone. Well, a Rancho Bernardo woman is raising concerns about a potential fire hazard near Westwood Elementary School that could also put thousands of homes nearby at risk. News 8's Shannon Handy is working for you to find out why no one is addressing the problem.
I'm standing above Westwood Elementary School. It's part of the Poway Unified School District. The campus is surrounded by palm trees, which, as you can see, haven't been trimmed in years. The viewer who reached out says that's because no one will take responsibility for them.
It's very frustrating.
Debbie Nolan has lived in the Westwood community for 13 years. She says in all that time, she's never seen the palm trees behind her home trimmed.
And with every fire season, which is continuously year-round, the concern is growing that it's only a matter of time before a spark gets in there and it just sets up a massive wildfire.
It's not just a handful of trees. There are dozens lining the hillside surrounding Westwood Elementary, many covered in dry, dead fronds from top to bottom. Nolan worries about the hundreds of students who attend the school, as well as the thousands of people who live nearby.
There's 2,500 homes in this Westwood community that could potentially get impacted if these trees started going up.
She says she's contacted everyone from Poway Unified to the Westwood HOA and the city of San Diego, but so far no solution.
There's been this finger pointing back and forth, and nobody will do it.
So she turned to News 8. I spent the day making calls and sending emails to find out who's responsible. Here's what I learned. Poway Unified acknowledges it owns the property where the trees are. However, district leaders say agreements dating back to the 1970s transfer maintenance responsibilities to the predecessor of the current homeowners association in exchange for use of the slope. A district spokesperson told News 8, consistent with similar use agreements, the district's position is that permission to use the area carries with it responsibility for its ongoing maintenance. The district says it assessed the trees in 2023 and estimated the cost of trimming them at about $190,000. The spokesperson says they offered to split that cost with the HOA, but the HOA declined. As for the HOA, their spokesperson tells News 8 it does not believe the trees are its responsibility, adding, despite numerous requests, Poway Unify has been unable to provide a copy of the agreement the district is relying on.
Everybody's concerned, but everybody thinks somebody else is doing something about it.
Nolan hopes sounding the alarm will lead to action before there's an emergency.
I'm just hoping by maybe expanding the awareness that more people will get involved.
Meantime, I also reached out to San Diego Fire Rescue to ask whether these trees pose a significant fire risk and if any action can be required. As of news time, I had not heard back. Working for you, Shannon Handy, News 8.
Shannon, thank you. We'll keep you posted. Coming up, the San Diego Zoo has a new member. Find out how about this furry friend, as well as where you can meet her and her parents when we return. Well, thanks for staying with us. The San Diego Zoo is celebrating its newest member of their animal family. This is a baby Brazilian porcupine, also known as a porcupette. She was born last month to Mom Gracie and Dad Picante. Baby porcupines are born with reddish fur that hides their quills while they develop. You can visit this new little cutie and her mom today at the San Diego Zoo. You can find them at educational presentations at Wildlife Explorers base camps as well, and Animals in Action. Well, before we leave you, dozens of San Diego junior lifeguards once again took that 25-foot leap of faith, jumping off Scripps Pier as a part of a longtime summer tradition. Organizers say the 35th annual pier jump offered more than just a thrill. It's the reward for weeks and some kids for years of training to build ocean skills and confidence. So again, just a true San Diego tradition, and yeah, our future lifeguards right there. So we thank you and good work. All right, as always, thank you for your time. Thanks for staying informed. For News 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take such good care.